So last November, on Thanksgiving, I was being interrogated at my girlfriend's parents' house. They wanted to know the kind of science that I do. And I wanted to be creative. So I said, well, I am a forest psychoanalyst. Yeah, you got it right. I study a forest memories to understand how its past affects its present, and then I write prescriptions to fix everything that is wrong. But the tricky part of my job is to find and understand those memories because they're stored in particular ways and weird places, like sediment layers in lake bottoms. And I'm going to pause here because I want to explain to you how this works. In many lakes, sediments accumulate over time, forming layers. And these layers contain memories about past events in the surrounding forest. The problem is that they are written in a language that not everyone can understand. But in my research, I found that sediments can store information by using different combinations of grain sizes, in the same way computers use different combinations of zeros and ones. Then I use the math of computer language to decipher these memories and to reveal the events that produce them, like floods or earthquakes. I also study the consequences of these the ecological consequences of these events, and I can even recognize human impacts. Now, going back to the conversation at the dinner table in my girlfriend's parents' house, they start asking me about my patients, the forests in the Pacific Northwest. And I said, well, I can't talk about them because, they are forests. They don't care about confidentiality. So, I said they keep amazing memories about earthquakes, floods, and fires, but particularly about us, humans. And that's because in my research I'm finding that forest harvesting increases the frequency of landslides that releases nutrients from soils that should be stored for decades or centuries. When those nutrients and soils go into the river, they contaminated our water. And I tell them, you don't want to drink dirty water, do you? You don't want the forest to remember us that way, right? So that's when the prescription part of my job comes in, because I want to use the knowledge from these memories to improve our forestry practices in order to avoid those undesirable effects. So at the end, they said, well, we didn't know a forest could need a therapist. And I said, well, sometimes it does, because of us. Thank you.